I don't know what I said. What they did is more like it. What they said, what they did, and that's what I tell people before they come to my event. So I'm letting you guys know that when we do a trans channeling here, and maybe we'll have it featured, on Blog Talk, Blog TV, and I'll do a trans channeling session for you. When you ask me questions, and the beautiful thing about Real Coaching Radio is that we record the event, so you'll be able to go back and listen. So when I have clients that do private sessions with me, I actually ask them if we're not going to do it over ooVoo, which is, like I said, it's a video conferencing software that I can record the whole event, or we don't do it over we do it over Skype or over the phone. I ask them to get a recording device and record it, because there's so much information that they give to you guys that is so precious, and that you can go back to and listen to it over and over again and get, when they speak, they actually speak in layers. They actually give you messages in layers, like multi-dimensional layers. And they always, always, always are extremely accurate. That's the thing that's so mind-blowing. And that's why I said, I'm a pretty good psychic and I'm pretty good at telepathy, but I'm not that good. I got news for you. For them to be able to go up to anybody at events and just start telling their life story, if they're open or willing to, is pretty mind-blowing to me. I mean, I'm still in a state of awe. And when they come back to me and give me this incredible feedback of how accurate it was, how perfect the message was for people, it's no wonder we're growing by leaps and bounds here in Vegas. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada, in that we're having all these live events, and more people that come to their private readings actually want to have a group of their people experience these events and have the private experience with these beings. So it's very cool. So the next question is, what do you know about remote viewing? And I don't know if this is a question Coach Steve asked or if it's something on Block TV. I know a lot about remote viewing. I've been able to do remote viewing since I was a very small child. And the reason why is because I'm so great at actually getting out of my body and having an out-of-body experience. Okay, Coach Steve. So it's very similar to having an out-of-body experience. An out-of-body experience and remote viewing are very similar. Remote viewing, and I don't use it, okay, because I feel like it's an infringement on your privacy. And I don't like to use it. I could actually use it if I was in a relationship and I suspected something. But if you suspect something, that's your intuition letting you know that something's awry. And I don't need to go there. But remote viewing, I'll explain what that is where you actually are able to see things in different locations. You can bilocate without your body. You actually are bilocating with your mind. And you're able to travel to a place where you can actually see and hear things and actually experience the whole event, to be really honest with you. And I know I could do it, and I know when people are doing it to me. That's happened to me a couple of times, where there's been people, whatever you want to call them, agents, whatever they may be, because mostly remote viewing has been taught to the CIA, FBI, those kind of guys. So when I've had those beings come, because I'm very fine-tuned frequency-wise, I'm able to detect when they're in my space and when they're watching me or observing me. So you would also be able to do, can you remote view group consciousness? Yeah, if the group consciousness is all in one group, if they're all in one area, like let's say if you were in a concert and there's a whole bunch of people in a concert, you could remote, excuse me, you can actually remote view them. Can you remote, are you saying can I tune into a group consciousness, Coach Steve? Or what do you mean by that? Because you can definitely tune into a whole group. Okay. Yeah, you actually can tune into a whole group consciousness or awareness. It's same thing, same principles. It's like you're tuning your tuning fork in your head. I guess I must have an advanced frontal lobe or whatever it is, that can tune into these frequencies and have these experiences, you know, to be able to see or hear or feel what people are saying, what people are doing. But, you know, I'll be honest with you, Coach Steve. I personally don't use this method, if you like. And the reason why is because one of the teachings, again, that the Avatar Group Consciousness speaks about so many times in so many of the events that I've spoken, is because it's none of my business what you think about me. And that gives you a place of detachment from what people think about you and how they feel about you, because it's really about them. That's the stuff that's going on in them and not in you. And unless, you know, if I was doing that kind of stuff, remote viewing and all that, then I'd be getting into their psychic mind, their psychic place, and I'd be taking on some of their emotions, traits, and stuff, and I'm not quite sure I want to do that. So I use it at times, but not often, but it is an ability that I do have. And let's see, could I remote view the group consciousness of the Antichrist? Oh, yeah. That's pretty easy to do, you know. I could very easily do that. You know, and Antichrist just means that, you know, Antichrist, they don't believe in Christ. You know, they don't believe in the Christ consciousness. Would I want to remote view the Antichrist group or Illuminati, or, you know, because they are Satanistic in nature? They do that. They do rituals and stuff of that nature. Not really. You know, I have at times. I have tuned into them, and I have actually, you know, seen and experience what they're going through, and it's not something I choose to live in that frequency range. Again, I always talk frequency range because it's all energy. We're all made up of energy. And I'm choosing to stay in a really high vibrational frequency. And for the work that I do in my trance channeling sessions, if I want to continue to do this work and continue to bring in this really high vibrational frequency, angels, archangels, ascended masters, celestial beings that are incarnated, not incarnated in a body ever, that are from 15, 16, you know, 17, probably 20 dimensional frequency range, which is super duper duper high. You know, I don't really want to, now that I'm fine tuned to that frequency, I don't want to go to the low, you know. And when I actually work with the low frequencies, because of my very high frequency range, I can do extractions, and these beings can't touch me. And the reason why I say that is that they cannot, okay, a very low frequency range like the Antichrist, like what you were talking about, Coach Steve, that Antichrist energy is a very lower vibrational frequency range. It's a very dark, sinister, negative, you know, it's not bad, it's not evil, it's a dark, low frequency. It's like very, you know, it's kind of like a very low note on a key of a music, you know, as opposed to a very high. And in the celestial realm, if I could put it in music, and I don't know, you guys, how to, you know, I'm not a musician, okay? I can sing, and I'm not the greatest singer, but, you know, I could reach really high notes. But the higher vibration frequency range, if we put it on a chart and you listen to music, you'll be able to see that it's a really high range. It's kind of like hitting those really high notes that some of the singers hit. And the lower